Hey guys, my name is Em and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I am so excited for today's video because it is going to be a 24-hour readathon vlog, and as you know, they are my favourite vlogs to film. I think they're your favourite vlogs to watch, and I'm very excited to be doing this one. I feel like I've not done a 24-hour readathon in ages actually, so I'm very excited and motivated to give this one my all and see how much I can possibly read in 24 hours. Of course, I'm doing this readathon with my amazing best friend Lucy from Library of Lucy, who I will tag down in the description box. She is my readathon buddy. We constantly do readathons together and it's absolutely iconic, and I feel like when you're doing a readathon it's so helpful to have someone to do it with. There's a few methods to a 24-hour readathon that you can do. You can try read for 24 hours straight, or you can do like the timer method readathon where you like stop and start the timer to try and get like as close to 24 hours of actual reading as possible. I think that that's the method that I'm going to do because I've not actually done a timer method readathon in months, so I think I'm going to do a timer method 24-hour readathon. So I'm going to start my timer. It's currently 1:14 in the afternoon, and I think I'm going to start this readathon at 2 because I want to kind of clean up my room a little bit, get done anything that I need to do so that I can clear the rest of the day to read. And yeah, then I will start my timer for 24 hours and read as much as I possibly can. I do have like a small stack of books here that I might potentially get through, but I am very much so mood reading this year, so I don't really have like a set in stone TBR or anything. But let me show you the few books that I'm considering and then we'll just kind of see how it goes throughout the readathon. But the book that I'm currently reading and the book that I think I'm going to start the readathon with is Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. This book is really cute so far. This is her first YA book, and this basically centers around chess, which I find so interesting. Like, do I know how to play chess? No, but like the way that Ali Hazelwood writes, I just know that I'm going to be interested in it by the end. I am currently reading this book, but I'm literally on chapter 3, so I'm at the very beginning of this book. So yeah, I'm very excited to read this one. Then I have Killer Instinct by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. This is the second book in the Natural series. I think this book is honestly perfect for a readathon because it's a thriller, and like with thrillers you kind of need to keep reading to like see how they end. But yeah, basically this series is centered around these teenagers who have like these natural abilities, and they get recruited by the FBI to kind of like help solve cold cases and stuff, and it's really interesting, it's really fun. Then we have another romance book. We have Heartless by Elsie Silver. This is the second book in the Chestnut Springs series. I've been meaning to continue with this series. Everyone says that this is the best in the series and I'm very excited for that. I think that this should be fun. It is a thick book, so I'm not 100% sure if I will pick it up during this readathon, but also I do remember like reading Flawless like very quickly, so I may pick this one up. Then my final physical book that I have on this possibility pile is Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross. This is the sequel to Divine Rivals, and I really wanted to read this book this month, and we are coming up to the end of the month, so I do want to get around to it. This is potentially a buddy read with Lucy, so I may wait until she wants to read it. Maybe we'll read it together during this readathon, I'm actually not sure. But yeah, I'm just so excited to read this book. Like, I loved Divine Rivals so much, and I just know that this one is going to be as amazing, and I'm so excited to read this. Also, it is a fantasy book, so it kind of like changes up the tone a little bit of this readathon because I have a lot of romance books here, so it's always nice to change it up a little bit and read something different. So that one is also on the TBR. Then of course I do have my trusty Kindle, which contains so many amazing books. I do have the second book in the Never After series downloaded. Did I like the first one? No. But do I want to read the second one? Kind of yes. So I may potentially read Scarred by Emily McIntyre. We don't know. And then I have like a few other Kindle Unlimited romances as well, which I could potentially choose from because I feel like in the night times, if I'm going to read, it's going to be on my Kindle. But yeah, that is it for this TBR. Welcome to the vlog. Welcome to the readathon. I will come back to you at 2 p.m. when the readathon begins. I am so excited. Okay, hour 1 update. I did end up starting with Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood, and I've honestly read so much of it already. I just made it up to chapter 10, which is page 112. I started on chapter 3, so I think so far I've read like 84 pages, which like in an hour, that's quite good. I'm really loving this book. I'm really getting into it now. I just love how Ali Hazelwood has the ability to like pick a hobby that I have absolutely no interest in or no knowledge in and make it interesting, like make me care about this. Like, I don't know how she does it. It's the same with like her science books. It's like I don't have an interest in science, but like I love reading about her women in STEM. Like, she just has such a talent for writing. And yeah, I'm really liking this so far. I can already taste the enemies to lovers that we're gonna get. Like, I'm literally living for it. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep reading. Honestly, I don't have a huge amount to say. I'm gonna try read for another hour straight without like taking many breaks. Ideally, I would love to finish this book like early enough in the evening that I can start another book tonight. Like, that would be so slay. So I'm just gonna keep reading and see how that goes. Also, look at the t-shirt that I'm wearing. I'm wearing my Mirrorball t-shirt that I got for Christmas, which is from the brand Lulu Draw, but like I think there's like 4 W's at the end of Draw, and I absolutely love their shop. Like, I literally am obsessed. I have my Matilda t-shirt and I have my Mirrorball t-shirt, and I literally love it so much. Also, my tattoo is healing so well. It's pretty much fully healed now actually, so that slays as well. That is my update for hour 1. I am just gonna get straight back into reading and I will give you more updates as I go. We are now just over the 2-hour mark. We're on 2 hours 19 minutes, and I honestly didn't read as much in the past hour as I did in the first hour, just because I took a few breaks. I was on my phone for a little bit, so I've only read 2 more chapters, but I'm on page 142. Still making decent progress, still loving it, still excited to continue, which is very slay. Obviously, I'm still enjoying like the chess element, and I'm really looking forward to seeing like Nolan and Mallory kind of interact more and be together more, because they've actually only met like 3 times I think. But also, like, there's like kind of this element in the book where her family struggles very much so financially, and she's taking on that burden, and like her mother has like a chronic illness, so it's kind of like down to Mallory to look after her 2 sisters and like keep the mortgage payments coming up and like keep everything going. And it's so sad to read that and feel like the pressure that she feels, that like she's responsible for her whole family, and it's so sad to read that storyline. And like, she's very hesitant to play chess, and she's very hesitant to go on these like tournament trips and stuff, even though like it's really good for her and it's what she wants to do. But she finds it really hard to do that because she feels like she shouldn't leave her family, or she feels like, you know, she can't go away because her sisters might need her there. And also, like, she didn't go to college because she didn't want to move away from them, and she needed to like be making like money to support the family. And it's just really devastating to read, honestly, because she's such a good person and she's such a lovely person, and she doesn't deserve to have like this like pressure and this guilt on her. And also, she thinks that the reason that her family is in this situation is because of her and that it's her fault. We don't know what the reason is, and we will find out about it. All we know is that it has something to do with her dad and chess, and that's the reason that like she took like the big break from chess, because she took like 4 years of a break. And I think that that's really sad, but it also is an interesting other element to have in the book, because I feel like it's doing a really good job of like balancing like plot, romance, and then like also like conflict and like other elements and stuff. I think what I might do now is honestly go to my living room just for like a bit of a change of scenery. I might light the fire because it's very, very cold, get cozy, get comfy. I have leftover Domino's pizza for dinner, so I'm very excited for that as well. And yeah, I may take a little break and like pause my timer. I've not yet paused my timer, even when I was taking the breaks, because they were very short breaks. But I think I may pause my timer for a little while and then maybe come back to it. I'm not actually sure. Maybe I don't want to pause the timer yet. I feel like when I pause the timer, I get demotivated. So maybe I'll just keep reading and try to like finish this one. My goal is to finish this book around like 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. That's my goal. Let's see if I achieve it. Don't know if I will because I'm not even halfway through yet. It's now almost 6 p.m. and I've just relocated to my living room. I've gotten cozy on my couch. I've put on an ASMR room in the background. I've lit my fire. We've amplified the cozy vibes, I have to say. And now I'm about to continue reading Check and Mate. I think my goal is to try and get to chapter 20 before I take another break. I feel like that should be possible. Also, something that I'm going to do later is make a photo album because I just received like these like free prints that I got, and I got a photo album as well, and I'm gonna like put my pictures in the photo album, and basically I'm gonna do an album per year. I still need to do my 2023 one, but I already have pictures for my 2024 one, so I'm gonna start that one, and I'm so excited because I don't know what it is. Like, obviously I know I have my pictures on my phone, but there's something about a photo album that's just so nostalgic and so special. And also, like, I don't know, but I want my kids to be able to like go through my photo albums like I can go through my mom's photo albums. That's so oddly specific because I'm 19 years of age with absolutely no prospect of having children. One of like my favorite tropes, or like micro tropes, I don't even think it's a trope, but like my favorite dynamic in a romance book is when like the love interest notices even like the slightest subtle change in like their behavior, or like they know instantly when they're upset or when something's happened, and then they like look after them. And I feel like that is just genuinely like the biggest sign of love. Like, it's just so cute. Like in this book we just had Mallory like playing a match, and then she saw someone that she knew that like instantly like upset her, and we don't know who it is, we don't know what the story is, but like she started like to go all quiet, and like Nolan noticed it instantly and like got her out of there and like looked after her without even knowing the situation. Like, he just knew her body language so much and knew her so much to know that she was upset by something. And I don't know what it is about that trope that just literally makes my heart like melt, but it just does. Like, it just does. Like, I want someone to know me that well that like they notice when I go quiet, or like they notice when like something's up, you know? It's really the little things. Like, that is just the most romantic shit that I've ever read. No, this man is everything to me. Like, literally, she like fell asleep on the couch, and the next morning she woke up and she was like in her bed. She had like a blanket over her, her phone was plugged in, she had a glass of water beside her. Like, she was like, someone took care of me, but I don't know who. Miss Girl, I know who. Like, don't even worry. We are now 3 hours and 10 minutes into this readathon, and I am now on chapter 16, which is page 194. I'm making very good progress. I'm over halfway through this book, and I'm definitely going to be able to finish it this evening. I am going to take a little break now though, because one, I'm going to make dinner, but two, my eyes are so tired. Like, I literally forgot how exhausting reading is. And I know that sounds so silly because it's like you're literally just staring at words on paper, but like you're staring at words on paper for like hours on end. And I forgot how tiring that is for my eyes. So I'm gonna take a little eye break and have my pizza, probably watch a YouTube video, or oh, I might watch an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I'm rewatching Brooklyn Nine-Nine at the moment. So I might do that, and then continue reading because I'm so invested, I'm so into it. I cannot wait to see how this ends. But yeah, I just need to give my eyes a little bit of a break, so I'm gonna go have my dinner and then I'll get back to you. I have paused my timer because I don't want to like keep the timer going when I'm not actually reading, because I want to know like how long these books are actually taking me to read, you know? Also, I'm now on sprints with Soph, as you can see, my beautiful angel bestie on FaceTime. She's reading House of Sky and Breath at the moment, and obviously I'm reading Check and Mate. And yeah, that is my current update. I honestly cannot believe that like the third Crescent City book comes out next week. That's crazy to me, and I want to finish this readathon before that book comes out, because I will be dropping absolutely everything to read that book. But yeah, that is my update for right now. Also, I don't know if I showed you my jumper that I'm wearing. Soph actually got me this jumper for my birthday, but it is like this cutie little jumper with like all these bows on it. But if you thought that that was it, no, the bows literally all represent like a Taylor Swift album. My best friend knows me so well, like what the fuck. But like obviously we have Debut, Fearless, Speak Now, Red, 1989, Reputation, Lover, Folklore, Evermore, Midnight. Is that not just like the perfect gift ever? Like I think it is. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling and I'll get back to you later. Okay, so I'm just about to heat up dinner. I have leftover Domino's pizza, which is so exciting, so slay. But guys, like I am so tired. Like I don't know why I am this tired, because it's literally 7 p.m. I usually go to bed at like 3 a.m. Like why am I tired at 7 p.m? Also, like I'm not doing anything, I'm just sitting and reading. Like why am I tired? But yes, I am. So I'm gonna have my pizza and watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I'm on a Halloween heist episode and I'm so excited because they're my favorite episodes. I've just finished my first book of the readathon and I want to give you my final updates, but Misty has just decided to not only take over the camera but like show you her ass. Like turn around at least. Okay, I have just finished my first book of the 24-hour readathon, which was Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood. I loved this book so much. It was so cute. Like genuinely, I loved it so much. And also like I read it exceptionally quickly because I started on chapter 3. So like essentially I read this entire book. So that took me 5 hours 36 minutes to read, which is fairly average for me. I feel like to read a book, I just usually don't read a book in like 5 hours straight. So I have 18.5-ish hours left to go in this readathon, which feels like a lot of time. I ended up rating it a 4.5 star, 4 stars on Goodreads, but in reality a 4.5 because it was just slightly better than a 4, but not quite the 5. I feel like the one thing that was missing from this book was like slightly more romance, like even just like more interactions and like scenes between the characters to like prove that they really loved each other kind of vibe was slightly missing. That was one thing that I kind of noticed, like not exceptionally so, like it's not something that I was like, oh, like this feels like insta love or something. Like it was not like that at all, and there were really cute scenes between them, but like I feel like we could have done with like a little bit more interaction between the two characters, even just for pure enjoyment, because I loved when they interacted with each other and they got on so well. Also, this book had so much chess in it. Like I actively loved it. Like I have to say I did love it, even though I have no knowledge of the game of chess, don't know how to play it, don't know anything that these people were saying or talking about. It literally means nothing to me, but also I thoroughly enjoyed reading it. And I feel like it takes a very special talent to take something that you have literal zero interest in and like make you read like a 300+ page book on it and love it, you know, like that is impressive. Will I be playing chess after this? Probably not, but it has motivated me to potentially watch The Queen's Gambit because that is about chess, so you never know. Watch this space. Actually, one thing that I really did love is that it focused a lot on kind of like gender inequality in sport and kind of the hostility towards women and non-binary people within like male dominated fields and stuff like that. Like it dealt with that quite a lot, and I found that really interesting to read about, but also like it made you so angry to read. But like again, that means like it's doing a good job of like explaining the situation, but like it made me so angry because I know that that's how it actually is, you know what I mean? And like the amount of idiots that Mallory had to deal with who would just make offhand comments is just disgraceful. But it's like it hurts more because it's like that's so realistic. Also, the kind of other like sadder topics surrounding these two main characters were really interesting to read about as well, like their families and stuff, and they both had different things going on. And I actually loved how Mallory's storyline ended up. Like I think that that was so wholesome. The third act breakup, a little bit silly Billy, a little bit too dramatic in my opinion, but I never really liked third act breakups, so what was I expecting? But yeah, overall loved this book so much, would highly recommend. It's currently 1:09 in the morning. You can see me and my best friend. How cutesy. I am between two minds about whether I want to like make myself a tea or a coffee and start another book, or whether I want to go to bed and then wake up like really early and start reading tomorrow. I'm not that tired right now, so I feel like I could stay up and start another book, but also do I have the attention span to go straight into another book? This is what I don't know. It's currently 3 a.m. exactly, and I think I'm going to call it quits for tonight and go to bed and stop reading because my eyes like physically can't take any more words on paper for the day. I ended up making myself a hot chocolate and starting Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross because this was the only book that was like kind of catching my attention or that I wanted to read. And I ended up making it to chapter 5, which is page 43. Already loving this book. Already it's hurting my heart because of the way that the first book ended, and then obviously it picks up from there and it was very sad, but like also I'm very intrigued and very excited to continue reading it. So I'm gonna pause my timer for tonight. I read for 6 hours 50 minutes. I feel like that's honestly solid progress for day 1 of a readathon. I do still have 17 hours left, but that's fine. We will continue tomorrow. In total today I read 362 pages. Anyways, good night besties, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good morning besties and happy Sunday. It is day 2 of this readathon and I actually still have so much motivation to read, which is so amazing. It's currently 11 a.m. I did sleep in a little bit later than I intended to, but given the fact that I did go to bed at like 4 a.m, like that makes sense, and I'm glad that I got the rest and sleep that I needed because now I can read even more today. Also, I have my Kris Jenner mug here, which is definitely giving me the motivation that I need. It says, "You're doing great, sweetie." Thank you, Kris. I got this from How Rad Studios. It's an Irish women-owned business. I'll leave their website link down in the description box. It's not sponsored or sent to me or anything, but I love supporting Irish businesses, small businesses, women-owned businesses, and they're so cute as well. So very slay. But yeah, I'm going to have my coffee right now and I'm going to continue with Ruthless Vows. I made it to chapter 5 last night. I feel like I can read another good bit of this morning. I am leaving my house at like 2:30 today because it's my dad's birthday today and we're doing like a little surprise party for him. We're gonna do like pizza party and board games and stuff like that, so that's very cute. But yeah, I'm just gonna stop talking, get straight into reading, and I will come back to you later. It's now 10 p.m. and I have not read that much more since I updated you last. I am now on 16 hours 20 minutes left in this readathon, which I actually can't remember how much I had left when I updated you last, but I think I only read for like an hour or so. But yeah, this morning I did read more of Ruthless Vows. I'm now up to chapter 10, which is page 83. Loving this book so far. It does have a trope in here that I don't enjoy, and it was also in the final Once Upon a Broken Heart book, and I just don't like that trope. But also I don't think it's going to be the most irritating one that I've read, you know what I mean? Like I think it's going to be done well. So yeah, we're gonna keep going, we're gonna persevere. I am so tired though, like I'm literally exhausted, so I don't know how much more reading I will get done tonight, to be honest with you, but I do want to read like another couple of chapters. I think I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea right now and like get cozy and then read another couple of chapters and then go to bed, because that's the good thing about the timer method readathon is like I can spread this over a couple of days, you know, like this is so slay. Also, I did change my clothes today like twice. It's just that I always get back into my like default cozy hoodie or jumper. But yeah, that is my update for right now, besties. I will come back to you later. Okay, I have now got 13 hours 45 minutes left on my timer. I haven't read for as long as I wanted to this morning because there was a few other things that I needed to do, and I also wanted to curl my hair because I washed my hair this morning, so I was like, I want to curl it and like have it done and stuff. But I have made some decent progress, so I'm now over the halfway mark. I'm on chapter 32, which is page 226, and this book is kicking off. Like this is starting to get really action-packed, and like we're kind of getting into like the main part of the story where like things are starting to happen, and we're starting to kind of have like reunions between characters that may have been separated for a while. And I'm very excited to kind of like see how this book wraps up, because I'm fairly sure that there's only going to be 2 books in this series. This is going to be the end of Iris and Kit's story. That's crazy. But my next goal is to get to chapter 40, which is the start of part 4, and I feel like if I could get to that, which is like this amount of the book to read. I would be really happy with that progress, and I feel like I would have no problem finishing the rest of that either tonight or tomorrow or something. But yeah, I am very excited to see how this book wraps up. I'm loving it so far. It's definitely living up to the hype. But yeah, I'm gonna go make lunch and I will get back to you later. I've just gotten to part 4, which is page 292, and shit is hitting the fan. Like, this book is getting so intense, and at this stage, like, I have like 120-ish pages left, and like now I just need to know how it ends. I'm gonna try finish it tonight. I feel like it could be possible, but also I don't want to like rush it, so we'll see. I'm very interested to see how it's gonna end up, because honestly I don't know. Like, you know, sometimes in fantasy books or thrillers or anything that like you're waiting to see how it ends, you kind of know how it's gonna end. With this one I actually really don't, and I'm not really predicting anything or like thinking too much into anything. I'm just reading what I'm given and enjoying it, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is very exciting. Also, I forgot to show you the timer. We've got 12 hours 11 minutes left in this readathon, so we're like literally just halfway through. I'm gonna pause it right now because I want to take a little bit of a break. I actually don't even know if I'll finish it tonight. We'll see. I might read a little bit more, but I'm not 100% sure if I want to finish it tonight because I'm scared for this ending. But yeah, we're like halfway through the readathon, nearly finished book 2. We are slaying. I have now finished Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross, and I want to give you my final thoughts on this book. First and foremost, loved this book. I think that Rebecca Ross has the most beautiful way with words, and I'm really looking forward to reading her other books because I just love her writing style and the characters and the worlds that she creates. And I truly fell in love with Iris and Roman throughout these 2 books. Like, I think that this was just the most stunning duology ever. I did end up rating it a 5 out of 5 stars. Arguably, maybe it's closer to like a 4.5, but I did round it up to 5 on Goodreads because I just have so much love for this series as a whole. It didn't feel right to rate it less than 5 stars, if that makes sense. It's kind of a similar feeling that I got from A Curse for True Love, which is the 3rd and final book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy, where it's like I did rate it 5 stars because overall the series is a 5 stars, and like I love that series so much. Like, they could literally be doing nothing and I would love it, but like it could have been better. And I potentially feel that with this book, but I don't know why, because there's nothing that I can pinpoint that I didn't like. So I don't really know. Overall, loved it very much. I think maybe it's that it had a very different tone than the first book, which makes sense because we're in the middle of a war in this book, which is not a spoiler because the war starts in the first book and we know about that. So like it was kind of more plot driven and like a lot of focus on the plot and the war and the gods and stuff, as opposed to being more focused on the characters. And because I love the characters so much, I did want more of the characters, if that makes sense. I think that's the only thing, honestly, that kind of would potentially make this less than a 5 star, but it's still not less than a 5 star because I loved the plot and I loved how it was done. I loved how everything wrapped up. I think it was amazing. Just the love that I have for these characters, the love that I have for this world is insane, and I don't have a bad word to say about either of these books or anything like that. So yeah, I'm really glad that I read it. 5 out of 5 stars. Would highly recommend this duology to anybody who wants to read like a fun fantasy romance series. It's just perfection. There's nothing else that I can say. It is just perfection, and honestly, like, this book and this series will just always have a place in my heart. Also, I was kind of noticing, like, look at like the little envelope that's here. It kind of matches my tattoo, and I'm thinking like, oh my god, like I've unintentionally gotten a tattoo of my favorite book and my favorite series. So mega slay to that, love that for me. But yeah, that was book 2 of the readathon finished and my first 5 star of 2024. Then I moved straight on to book number 3 because I'm in such a reading mood and I'm so excited to finish this readathon out and actually complete it. So I immediately started into Heartless by Elsie Silver. This is book 2 in the Chestnut Springs series, which is like a cowboy romance small town series. And the trope in this one is that he is a single dad and he is a grump and she is a sunshine, and then she agrees to nanny for him for the summer while he like works and stuff. I don't know what he's doing, but Basically that's the trope in this book and I love it so much. I love the tropes in this book. I love the characters already. And this morning I actually read to page 105, which is chapter 10. I am literally flying through this book. Like I could easily sit and read this entire book in like one sitting. Don't know if I will do that because I kind of want to like spread out this book a little bit, because I don't know if I'll be able to finish this one and another book before Tuesday when House of Flame and Shadow comes out. And obviously I don't want to be like in the middle of a book when that book comes out, because I want to read that like day of release. So I don't really know if I want to like rush through this one, finish it and then start another one, or if I just kind of want to like take my time with this and try finish it just before Tuesday. We'll see. Honestly, we'll just play it by ear. We've got 9 hours and 9 minutes left in the timer. I feel like in 9 hours I would get this done and like at least half of another one done. It is Saturday today, so I do have a bit of time to read. Hopefully I will like even get like half of this timer done, and then I will finish the rest of the timer and the readathon tomorrow morning. That's the goal, that's the aim. Let's just see how it goes. I do want to do some editing as well because I'm making my booktube return this week. And yeah, that's basically my update for right now. I hope you're all doing amazing and I will come back to you later. Okay, it is now 8:30 on Sunday evening and I have got less than 200 pages left of Heartless. My goal right now is to read as much of this as I possibly can. I don't know if I'll finish it, but I want to read another good amount because I really want to finish this book before House of Flame and Shadow on Tuesday, and I really only have tonight and then tomorrow night to finish it, so I really want to finish it. So I'm like making the cozy vibes, you know. I have my ASMR room on in the background, I'm on sprints with Sarah, and also I have just made myself a pot of tea, which you know that means I mean business with my reading. So I'm gonna get cozy and keep reading. Finished Heartless by Elsie Silver, and I want to give you my final thoughts on this book and then also wrap up this readathon vlog, because by finishing this book means that I have actually finished this readathon as well, which is so exciting. But let me first give you my thoughts and my review on this book. First of all, I loved this book so much. I really did. I loved it so much. I ended up rating this one a 4.5 stars. It didn't quite have that 5-star feeling for me, but very close to it, and there's nothing that I kind of disliked about it. It just, some books just don't give you the 5-star vibes, and this was one of them, even though I loved it so much. I think that this book was absolutely phenomenal because this is book 2 in the Chestnut Springs series. So I read Flawless last summer and like I liked it, but it was like just average. It was just kind of like one of those romance books where I'm like, okay, this was good, but nothing spectacular, nothing like life-changing. This one was amazing, and I could honestly tell from like the very first chapter that I was gonna love this one so much. It just had that like vibe. I don't know how to explain it other than that, like it just had the vibe that I was gonna love it so much. I love the tropes in this book. This is like a nanny trope kind of vibe, but also like cowboy yeehaw romance, obviously, and I just loved it. Like it was perfection, really. The characters were amazing, the plot was amazing, the third act breakup was not irritating at all, so that slayed so much, because I honestly dread third act breakups in romance books because I'm like, you've been through so much already, you don't actually need to break up. But I definitely give this a go. If you read Flawless and you contemplated finishing the series or not, continue, read this one. And yeah, that was 4.5 stars. Really happy that I read it. And now that I have finished that book, I have actually finished this 24-hour readathon, and I'm going to end this vlog here. I do have 2 hours 41 minutes left, but I'm making the executive decision to just call it a day, say that I succeeded, even though that's kind of a lie, but like not really, and just end this vlog here. Because 1, I'm not going to read another book in 2 hours 41 minutes, and 2, House of Flame and Shadow literally comes out tomorrow, and I don't want to start another book before that book comes out. That was literally the whole reason that I speed read this book, because I didn't want to be currently reading something when that book arrived. And I feel like 22 hours of solid reading is good enough, honestly. And because I didn't technically succeed, that means that I do have to do another readathon soon enough so that I can retry, and eventually I will get to the 24 hours of solid reading. Let me give you a final wrap up, because I read 3 books during this readathon, which I'm so proud of, because I've not like read 3 books in a week in a very long time, and the fact that I did that during this readathon, and this readathon kind of like motivated me to get back into reading and like make reading part of like my daily routine. So we started the readathon with Check and Mate by Ali Hazelwood, which I gave a 4.5 stars to. Loved this book so much. Then I read Ruthless Vows by Rebecca Ross, which I gave 5 out of 5 stars to. Like literally this book and this series just own my heart completely. Roman and Iris, just literally I love them with my whole entire soul, and I wish them the best in everything, even though they don't actually exist, so they're not doing anything, but I'll choose not to believe that. So yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. And then finally Heartless by Elsie Silver, which I gave 4.5 stars to, and I just loved this so much. It was such a fun vibe, such a fun refreshing read. Like I just loved it so much. So yeah, not only did I read 3 entire books during this vlog, but like I also loved every single one of them. And to add up all of the pages, I read 1,196 pages in 24 hours, which I think is a slay. Like I'm really happy with that, honestly. And yeah, I had such a fun time doing this readathon. I hope you enjoyed watching. Now that I'm back to vlogging and back to YouTube and stuff, please do let me know in the comments what videos or vlogs you would like to see from me this year. I'm always open to suggestions. I do kind of gravitate towards vlogs more so than sit down videos, but if there's any other videos that you would like to see, definitely do comment down below and I will do my very best. But yeah, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I had such a fun time, and I will definitely be doing another 24-hour readathon very soon, possibly for Valentine's Day. We'll see. If you did watch to the end, please comment the little envelope or love letter emoji in honor of Roman and Iris, and also in honor of my tattoo. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, besties. Stay amazing, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.